Morning, welcome to Mary Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. By now, I am sure you're well aware of all the warnings, videos, urgings by contributors such as myself on YouTube to become food independent, self-sufficient, learn to grow your own food, help yourself as well as your family. And hopefully by now, you have heard about the mysterious fires across the United States. I'm not one to jump on the bandwagon until I do a little research, which I have, and I have some notes here I want to go over with you. And you can draw your own conclusion. I will offer my opinion towards the end, and I will state it as my opinion. Here's some facts. Food warehouse fires or slash distribution centers. How many fires occur across the United States per year on the average? Less than 12. I'm not talking little mom and pop, by the side food stands or anything else. I'm talking major hubs of food processing large amounts of food for distribution to the public. Okay, let's make that clear. Okay, so less than 12 happen in a year. And when I say fires, these are devastating, massive fires, putting these people out of business for quite some time. A Zero Hedge article written by Tyler Durden. FBI warns of cyber attacks against agriculture and ransomware attacks across the country. That was April 20th, I believe. Mr. Greg Musselwhite on Twitter, I don't have Twitter, lists 23 food warehouse distribution centers across the country, mysterious fires. The latest one is Perdue Farms. We all heard of Perdue Farms, Perdue Chicken, all that kind of stuff. Massive distributor of food, chicken byproducts and stuff like that. Perdue Farms, massive fire, 4/30 of 2022. Just happened. I'll read you a list of some of these, and these are all fires, except for a couple of them. I want you to take note of that. 4/22, Shearer Foods fire. 4/21, an airplane hits General Mills plant in Georgia, large producer. 4/19, Azure Food Warehouse Distribution Center, largest independent distributor of bulk foods. And I also subscribe to that. That was 4/19, fire. 4/14, food processing plant, Salinas, California, Taylor Farms, fire. 4/13, another airplane crash is into a potato processing plant in Idaho. Now, what are the odds of two airplanes hitting a food processing distribution center in the same month? What are the odds of that? 4/12, Conway Beef and Pork plant in New Hampshire, fire. February 1st, a fertilizer plant. Imagine that. To grow your own food, fire. That's in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. January 12th, a fire, Druin plant in Illinois, food distribution center. 3/31, fire, an onion processing factory. 3/24, San Juan, Texas, potato processing plant, fire. 3/19, Walmart food distribution, fire. 3/17, fire at the Nestle Food, another major distribution and name brand product, fire. That was in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And again, 4/20/22, FBI issues a cyber attack and ransomware attacks against agricultural targets. And just by coincidence, Mr. Klaus Schwab last year makes this statement. Klaus Schwab, cyber attacks will make COVID look like a small disturbance in comparison. That was on 10/4 of 2021. And look what's happening. fires. Could that be somebody hacking into a computer system and shutting down some sort of safety valves or anything else? I don't know, but it sure is a coincidence. Just like, when they say, oh, let's have a wargaming on a major virus across the world and see how it affects the people and see how it does. And suddenly it occurs. Isn't that amazing how these things work? How many, and just by comparison, I thought, well, let's just see if we're out of the norm, out of the average around the world. So I Googled how many food warehouse fires were reported in China. 2021, 2022, and again, take Chinese reporting for what it is, but there isn't any major, security risk on reporting a warehouse fire. The last one reported of a major food distribution warehouse fire was in 2013 when 93 people were killed. So I thought, okay, maybe something else. I Googled England and France. Any fires in 2022 in a food distribution center? 0. Any in 2020? 0. How about 2021? None. You think about it. Check the information for yourself. See what you come up with. Compare it to what is being said when, John Kerry's saying there's going to be 100 million people looking for food, and suddenly food distribution centers are on fire, burned out, shut down, being rebuilt, can't do anything for a period of time. Food shortages. How about food chain supply shortages? Wonder if it all adds up. That's my opinion. I'm just looking at where we're going with this. So what's the point of fires? And this is my opinion, and this is my speculation. So what's the point of all these fires? My opinion is it's to disrupt the food chain. If a food processing plant can't process widgets, there's going to be a widget shortage. If they say we can't possibly rebuild this entire plant due to investigations, due to insurance premiums, due to whatever, for at least a year or 2 years, what is that going to do to the widget price on the market? Where are we going to go? Where are we going to replace it? They're forcing the prices to go up. And if they can't rebuild or don't want to rebuild due to the fire, they take the insurance money, tell the people you're out of job, we're closing up, and move on. Another strike against the food industry. Combine this, and again, this is my speculation, but what a coincidence. We can't afford beef anymore because there's a conspiracy, in my opinion, that are shortchanging cattle ranches, and this is documented, they're having hearings on it right now, that the beef packing plants, the industry, is controlled by 3 major corporations. They are giving minimum prices to the cattle ranchers while inflicting the highest prices on beef and beef products this industry is seeing. So it's putting the small guy out, going to commercial ranching to control the prices by 3 different corporations. Look it up. Now, in conjunction with the bird flu, how many birds, what's the latest flu epidemic, avian flu epidemic, and how it's affected? 35,516,089 chickens are taken out of production. One of the largest commercial chicken factories, 5 million birds were destroyed because of one case of bird flu. 5 million birds were destroyed. The factory shut down and people out of business because of one case of bird flu. Everybody else tested fine. One case of bird flu, 5 million birds were destroyed. So now if 35 million chickens are taken out of the market, what does that do to the chicken prices? We can hardly afford hamburger. So now people are saying, well, I'm eating less beef, I'm going to chicken. Suddenly now there's a shortage on chicken. Suddenly now the prices are going up. What is that telling the people? Eat less meat. Eat fake meat. Eat lab-grown meat. What a surprise. The New World Order has spoken and is speaking right now. Put that in conjunction with the illegal aliens crossing the border, being flooded across the country. 43 known terrorists have disappeared. Could that have possibly had anything to do with these mysterious fires? The airplanes crashing into distribution centers? I don't know. You think about it. You make up your mind. It's all forcing the higher prices. And that's my point of this. If you think, oh, that's just conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat, and everything else, the government would never do that to us. You're awfully naive. The government would do it to us, especially when they are cooperating with a new world order, the Great Reset. They have goals. They have a time frame. And they want control. If you don't believe me, I don't know what else to tell you. Just wait till it happens and see the rising food prices. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. But I know what I'm doing. I know what I see when prices are rising by 13%. There's a reason for it. I know what I'm seeing when you have world dignitaries saying, it is time for a new world order. It is time for people to eat less meat. It is time to get off fossil fuels. It is time for food shortages. People will die. We want population control. We want to change America fundamentally. We want to change it so that it is not Caucasian, so that it is not black, but Hispanic, that doesn't hold America's core values. We want to fundamentally change it because they're coming from a socialist country that they are dependent on the government for their living, for their food. Think about it, folks. Am I that far off? Am I that far gone? Am I just wandering around out here in the rain with no pants on saying, oh, it's a beautiful sunny day? No, I'm not. I want you to think about that. I want you to become afraid. I want you to become worried. I want you to step on the gas to learn how to grow a vegetable garden. I want you to step on the gas to learn if you're allowed to raise backyard chickens. I want you to learn how to can goods, preserve food. You're going to need it. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Get yourself right with God. Get baptized. Greg out.